Now let's look more closely at Mongolia. This is truly a mining-focused economy. As you can see on the right-hand side here, the contribution to Mongolia's economy, 70% of foreign direct investment, 88% of export earnings, 71% of industrial output, a very significant contribution to Mongolia's economy. It's also located in a very prolific gold production region. It's centered between the world's two largest gold producing countries, Russia and China, and this greater region accounts for 24% of world gold production. Mongolia is an emerging mining region with over 40,000 mining employees. The large Oyu Tolgoi mine has 97% of its staff Mongolian, 15,000 people in total, and the country remains largely unexplored, with 70% of the landmass not yet seeing exploration. There's a competitive regulatory regime with a 5% gold royalty rate and 25% corporate income tax. You can secure stabilization certificates that provide certainty of current tax rates for up to 7 years. There's a double taxation treaty with Canada and 20 other nations. Canada and Mongolia have a Foreign Investment Promotion and Protection Act in place called FIPA. And this is a growing democracy located between China and Russia. There's only 3 million people in what is the world's 18th largest country. Its GDP is growing quickly at 5.1% in 2019. And it has a very young population with a high literacy rate at about 98%. This is the impact that the mining industry has had on Mongolia. You can see on the map on the right, multiple mines in the southern part of the country, highways and rail and airports. All of this has been constructed over the last 10 to 15 years to support the mining industry and the hunger coming from China for raw materials. You'll continue to see that growth of infrastructure as we see this country grow. On the left-hand side, you can see some of the images of that growth. The Oyu Tolgoi project, a multi-billion-dollar project, the biggest project in Rio Tinto's pipeline. You can see multiple images of rail and new airports and coal mines, massive truck transportation routes in the southern part of the country. So a very active area, and this will only continue to increase over time. You can also see where our projects are located in southwestern Mongolia, about 200 kilometers northwest of the Seke border crossing. And this is significant because that border crossing now has multiple rail and blacktop highways accessing coal mines in the district, which didn't exist 10 years ago. We truly were infrastructurally challenged and remote when I first went out into this area 20 years ago. But today that has changed. We're now 200 kilometers from major mining centers.